Hi guys, welcome back. I'm outside today. Came outside with Case because he wanted to do some fishing, and for some reason he wants the 1000th photo of him catching a fish. There is Mr. Man setting up. I want to thank a lot of people for emailing me and asking me some questions. In this video I'm going to try to summarize what exactly I think is going on, and what a lot of people in the comments also understand, that this is all kind of by design. So back in the 90s, because we have to go back a little bit, back in the 90s America was really on top. And when I say America, I'm just talking about the West. North America, Europe, the West were really on top. It was a unipolar world, and they had control and their hands in almost all governments around the world. It was America that showed the world how to mass produce things. They were really good in the production of cars, airplanes, televisions, washing machines, whatever it is that they could produce. America showed the world how to mass produce. But in the 90s, when they thought that they had a grip on everything, and they were not paying attention to their own internal affairs, because they were looking so much on the outside to complete their globalization, to complete their unipolar world, they paid very little attention to what was going on the inside. And thousands, tens of thousands of factories closed down or left their shores and went to the east, where conditions were better for producing economically and also with labor. If you drive around America now, you can see complete cities that are devastated. Factories have closed, millions of people have lost their jobs. I'm thinking in the last 20 years, at least 5.5 million people have lost their jobs. So what happened was America was de-industrialized. They have hardly any industry anymore. Now, what I think is their plan, what has happened is America, the West, has lost its grip on its unipolar ambitions, because the only really power they have right now is in North America and Europe, and a few countries in the East, namely Japan, and now they're trying to involve themselves in Taiwan. Yeah, America sees this and they know that there's not much that they can do about it. And they see also that they have been de-industrialized. All the factories are gone, and they're never going to get them back, because where are they going to get them from? China is not going to let those companies come back to America, and America cannot reindustrialize itself that easy. Where are they going to get industry from? And I think their plan is, which it's not working, but their plan is or was to deindustrialize Europe by creating chaos here in Europe with the energy crisis, sticking their fingers in the pot in Ukraine and stoking problems with Russia, that Russia is under sanctions. The sanctions are crippling Europe in the industry sector, because companies cannot afford to pay these high energy bills. Many companies have already shut down. And I think the idea of America was, which I also believe that they blew up, or England under the guide of America blew up the Nord Stream to also put extra pressure on Europe and the companies in Europe. I think the idea was when the companies cannot afford to stay open in Europe, that they would all swarm over to America and help them build back up their industrial economy, because all they have now is a service economy. That's the only thing basically what keeps America running. Their war industrial complex and their service economy. They basically have no industry. The little industry they have is tech, but they're being overtaken by the East. One of the only things I think that can help America from sinking is if they get enterprises and factories to move to their shores. But where are they going to get it from? They're not going to get it from China, because Xi Jinping is not going to let his companies leave China and ship them back to America. So the only place that they can get it from is Europe. And I think that's why they're letting Europe sink, letting Europe fall into chaos because of this energy crisis. Because if our industry cannot pay their bills, if our industry cannot function because of this high energy cost, they will shut down and they will move away. And their thinking is that they will move to America. But that's not happening. Unfortunately, that as well has backfired on them, because yes, our factories are closing. Yes, our industries are suffering, but they're closing down and they're heading east to places like China, and where it's more profitable to have industry in the first place, for their labor, for their production process. So I truly believe it's over for Europe and America in this whole geopolitical system. It's over for America because they miscalculated that unipolar global grip that they had on this world, and only looked outside and didn't concentrate on inside and building up their own country. So you ever wonder why you keep hearing that America is trying to contain China? Why they're trying to contain China? What did China ever do to America but mind their own business and focus on growing their own economy and their own wealth? China, if you see China and then you look at America, because I've seen both sides of that coin, where the modernization and the infrastructure and the technology and the factories, and it's unrivaled. America cannot compare. And it will take them at least 50 years to get to where China is right now. And you wonder why they're trying to contain China. If they had only paid attention to their own national economy and infrastructure and industry, and try not to lose all the industry and factories and things that they had, it would be a whole different story. Because they didn't, and they want it back, they're going to try to sink Europe to get it. The West is killing itself. It's in its own death throes. It's committing suicide, and I don't see what can stop it. I don't see how this can be stopped. I don't see how they can stop Russia. I don't see how they can stop China. I don't see how they can stop this complete geopolitical shift that's upon us right now. So yeah, guys, yes, I think this was by design, but I think it's being backfired on them. All the sanctions are being backfired on Europe. The plan that America had for European industry to come to their shores is also being backfired on them. So yes, I think the days are very short for America. The days are completely over for Europe, because we are officially being deindustrialized. Our companies cannot keep up with these high energy prices. Many companies have shut down already. Many companies have left. And I don't see it getting better in the coming years. They're fighting with their last breath to stay afloat and be relevant. But I don't think that they're relevant anymore. They know that they're not relevant anymore. They know that they're weak. They know that new lines are being drawn in the sand, and they're being kicked out of the sandbox, having been the bully for so many decades. There's a new kid in town, and the new kids, which I believe are Russia, China, India, South America, which includes Brazil and a whole bunch of others that want to join in that new clique, in that new money system. I think, the West is in its death throes, and they're throwing everything that they can against the wall, trying to see how they can get out of this mess that they themselves created over these years. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you think about this. If you have any ideas about what I'm talking about and you want to discuss it, email me or let me know in the comments. Cheers.